lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share.
Welcome back. Welcome into the Lion's Share. Happy Walkthrough Wednesday to you all. It's week 3 in the NFL, and we got a good one. The Lions, 1-1, versus the Baltimore Ravens, 1-1. That's right, Detroit heading over to Baltimore for their first of many primetime matchups. This one will be on Monday Night Football. Two teams with 1-1 records to start the season. Who will be 1-2 after Monday night? Stick around, folks. We got a good show ahead of Lions versus Ravens. Mitch, we're without Andrew right now. He's out. I think he's winning a golf tournament, winning a golf league, perhaps. So we're gonna trudge on without him. Maybe get him to join later in the show. But do you know, sir, when was the last time the Lions beat the Baltimore Ravens?
Ooh, I believe, Ben, are they 1-7 all time against the Ravens? Is that right? So, goodness me. 2003?
You're very close. You're 2 years off. 2005.
Okay.
And you're right about the records. You're right about the records. I don't know if it's 1-7. It's in there. Their one win came in 2005, and yeah, that's the last time they won. So the last time they met was, of course, 2023, and that was one that us and the Lions would like to forget. So we hope this time around won't be that same fashion. Folks, shareholders out there, thanks for being here. Follow us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. You can like us, comment, like Eric did, which we'll get to in just a minute when we talk mailbag. Rate us 5 stars, and don't forget to find us on TikTok and Instagram as well. Basically, anywhere you see a subscribe, like, follow button, hit it. It really shows us support, so we appreciate that. It helps the show grow. All right, let's start off. Before we talk Lions Ravens, let's talk about the BAMS Player of the Week in the mailbag. Let's start with some mail from Eric. He said, TA is vicey. I don't know if he means dicey for the Nicey and Dicey segment. Might have to get some clarification on that.
We might have
says
to ask,
IT
because vicey would assume like you got him in the vice grip, and I don't think anyone's thinking that for TA right now.
You know what I saw this week? People already making the comparison for TA to be Cam Sutton Jr.
Feels like the low-hanging fruit comparison is Jeff Okudah, but okay.
Who could forget El Jefe himself? Bounced around. Is he even in the league anymore?
I
think he was with the Vikings, right?
I am really not sure. It's a great question.
Went to the Falcons, then I think the Vikings picked him up.
Just one you try to forget. Shout out Matt Patricia.
Yep, the Patricia era of draft picks. Yeah, that was a tough time. Not many left here on these Lions. But he also said, Eric did, he said, good episode, gents. We appreciate that. He said, Lions will get 11 wins. He's got a loss this week against the Ravens, and then he gave us a rest of the year breakdown, which he used so nicely to do. Mitch, do you think he's on the ball with 11 wins, or do you think that's too low, too high?
I'm going to stick with my 12 wins. I believe when we talked about it, I said I kind of expect them to start 1-2. I'm going to contradict myself just in a little bit here, but that's okay. That's what we do. So I think he's close, though. I think he's pretty close to the money. What we've seen so far through the first two weeks is bottom of the barrel, and then return to form, if not better than last year. So I'm going to stick with 12, but I think Eric has a great point at 11. I wouldn't bet against him, I don't think.
He's got a nice stretch there. 2 wins, a loss, 3 wins, a loss, 3 wins, a loss. He's got a little pattern going on there with the rest of his year.
The Lions don't lose back-to-back.
Followed by... They really don't. I think I saw a stat about that the last time that happened was, I don't know when. Should have done my homework there, but it's been a while.
I think 2023.
Yeah, it was funny. I went back. The seasons, I should say, really blend together. Mitch, do you remember that we were doing this podcast the last time the Lions and Ravens met?
Yeah, it was horrific. I will never forget it.
Yeah, the title of the episode was "The Ravens Wanted It Baltimore," is the
Ooh,
way
back when
Tommy
Tommy
titled
was in
it.
his prime.
He was cooking with that one, to say the least. But it was
Cooking
funny. I
with
went back and
ass.
listened to some of that because I kind of forgot that I knew we were doing up the podcast, but I kind of forgot that we were. It was the three-headed
Was it
monster. I
already? Was
thought
I
maybe
in it
you hadn't
already?
joined yet.
This year
Oh, you were
3?
fully in it, baby. Of the podcast, this is year
Yeah,
4.
year 3 with yours truly. Wow, time
Correct.
flies when you're
With
making fun of Andrew.
year 3 with the most handsomest member joining for the last 3. Yes, you're right.
That's so nice.
You know what else is nice?
Thank you.
Ice cream. No, not ice cream. Hardware. We've got some hardware to give out. St. Brown obviously won the BAMS Player of the Week. Congratulations to him. But he also got a slightly more notable award in the FedEx Aaron Ground Player of the Week. He shared that with Jamar Chase, who also had a good week out there for the Bengals. And then Jared Goff, NFC Offensive Player of the Week. So congratulations to some Lions to get the national recognition. We love to see that.
Insert clap track here.
Only, ooh, Tommy, do we have that?
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. But congratulations, nonetheless. It's good to be back in those categories after a start they had in week 1. Now they're back into where they're familiar with. Next thing was talking about the pass rush win rate of some of these edges in the NFL. Mitch, I think you already know, so it kind of spoils the question that I had for you and Andrew, of course, not here.
I don't know, Ben. Let me take a stab. Is it, oh, geez, it could be a lot of people. I don't know.
Mitch, did you hear any of that? That sounded like, I think he got the mute monster back in Grand Rapids there.
So I thought Andrew called in for a moment.
Yeah, no, I think that was definitely not AI. We can rule out AI on that one, but that's right, Andrew. It is none other than your favorite player, as you call him, the Prophet. Sometimes we've coined that. You have, Andrew. Muhammad with, let me pull it up. Sorry for the delay here. Sure.
I'm showing. Well, what stats did we
Muhammad,
pull this from? I saw I saw it from via PFF.
this is correctly from PFF as well. The 2025 edge pass rush win rate through week 2, minimum of 20% pass rush snaps. So Muhammad is at 28%, which earns him the 6th spot in the NFL.
There it is. Trey Hendrickson, who a lot of Lions fans really wanted badly, 1 spot above Mr. Muhammad at 5 at a 29% win rate. All their other notables on here, Joey Bosa with a little bit of a resurgence on there. You'll notice there's another Bosa missing.
There is a Bosa missing. It's not the Bosa you would expect to see on here with Joey there now of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, kind of a this feels like one that's gonna level out as the season goes on. There's a lot of names on here you wouldn't expect, but at the bottom, rounding out, is that number 11? It's 12? What is that?
It's definitely more than
It's outside
10.
of 10. Is that number 11, Micah Parsons?
Oh, I thought you were making a joke about his number on the field with number 11.
Nope.
Because he's not number 11 anymore, right? He didn't want
1.
to pay the money. So he's number 1. Number 1 in a lot of people's hearts, but not ours. Yeah, Micah Parsons. So people are saying, is Muhammad better than Parsons?
People
Probably
are
not.
asking.
However, the question could be asked right now in this moment, but I think you're right. The old water finds its level. It's too early 2 weeks into the season to really draw anything from team stats or player stats. It's just too early.
Yeah, and Micah, he's gonna get sharper as the season goes on, the more that he plays. So yeah, water's gonna find its level. This will figure itself out. Ben, did you see the acquisition the Lions made this week?
I sure did. You talking about none other than Malik
That's exactly
Cunningham?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, interesting. A lot of people reading between the lines here think the lines, not the Lions, um, hear that this wide receiver slash quarterback duo position will be the scout team quarterback for the Lions as they prepare for Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. The Lions have traditionally struggled a ton, and I've stole Ben Sunder, got us right into Lions versus Ravens. But feels like the Lions have always traditionally struggled with the mobile quarterback. I don't know why it's ever been so hard. Obviously, like just put a practice squad wide receiver back there to do it. They think they maybe have done that in the past. Um, but I like the move. It gets you ready. Malik probably doesn't mind either. Make a nice little paycheck while you're getting the team ready. I like that focus from Shep too. That feels like a veteran move. Like let's bring this guy in to really give us a look. So I think it's smart. I think it's savvy, and hopefully it's gotten them ready. One of the things I had on here, I saw some notes on Reddit, which I've been diving far too deep into, and the prevailing theories are that we're the lack of pressures and specifically dialed up design pressures from the Lions defense are what forced more turnovers last week and are helping keep quarterbacks more contained. So I'm wondering if that's a huge part of this week's game plan too, to get essentially coverage sacks and keep Lamar contained, not let him get a ton of alleys. I think that's going to be really important for this week. And I'm wondering if last week was a bit of a warm up with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I heard that. Held Caleb Williams 5 carries around 30 yards. Last time the Lions and the Ravens met, surprisingly, 2 years ago, when the defense was not at the level that it is now, they they really only gave up, I think, about 36 yards to Lamar on the ground last year. So I was surprised to see that it wasn't higher, but the Ravens really had a day that day just across the board. So he didn't need to use his legs all that much because the secondary was so torched that game.
Yeah, that was an absolute bloodbath, something we never want to see again. Um, yeah, we'll see. I know again we had a big turnover week, especially if you look at the fourth down conversions. Also, we should Ben, I think you mentioned it in the last episode, but we should say happy official belated to Martha Firestone Ford turning 100 yesterday. Crazy. And she still
Absolutely.
looks spry. We
Absolutely. An
should know.
incredible
She looks pretty
milestone.
good out there.
Yeah, anybody would want to. She could pass for
She
90.
could pass. Yeah, for 90.
Yeah, I mean, 10% lower. But yes, all jokes aside, happy birthday to one of
Happy birthday.
the
Happy
leaders.
birthday. You know what? Credit to her for this Lions turnaround because someone that she was involved with for a lot of her life kind of maybe made a lot of poor decisions. She got the team and then she passed it over to Sheila Ford Hamp, and here we are. Sheila's very passionate about the team and deserves all the recognition we can give her.
Yeah, they have the right person in the place now finally. And Sheila, congratulations for taking that on, and Martha, thank you for passing that on to Sheila. Yeah, it was a perfect little transition, and it happened at the right time, bringing Dan Campbell in as well. So love that. Yeah, it's a good point that you brought up about Malik. I agree. It's savvy of the defense, and I loved the word that you used, prevailing theories. That's a word you don't often hear, and a big one at that.
So Benjamin, since we're
I'm
a
listening.
two-man show, what are you thinking for this week? Predictions, scores. I saw you put it
Well,
in here.
they
The
could.
updated line opened at Lions +6. So for those uninitiated, basically the game starts with the Lions 6, the Ravens 0. It has now moved down to 4.5. So Vegas is seeing something that they think the game's going to be a little bit tighter. 4.5 is still a lot for the NFL. So Ravens pretty heavily favored in this one, and then the over under 52.5. So high scoring affair. Again, that's high for the NFL.
Yeah, 52.5, I believe, is the highest across all week 3 matchups.
I believe you are correct.
I think it could be a game where
Well, it will be a game. Yeah.
it will be a game. We can confirm here, first heard here. Could be a game that they don't have Marcus Davenport in, as we have a lot of cloudiness around that. And that might mean Mr. Number 6 on edge pass rush win rate might see even more action and more opportunity to increase that from 28% to something even higher. So look for that. If Davenport's not in this game, watch for Muhammad. The Ravens might be without Kyle Van Noy, which would be big for their defense.
I think that's confirmed. I believe I saw that he was for sure out.
I haven't looked in a couple hours with that injury he has. It did sound like he was going to miss more than just this game even. But they hadn't fully ruled him out yet, although I didn't look at the injury report as far as what his designation was. But I don't know if we have a Monday night game, if we have designations yet. We normally would for a Sunday, but I think Monday it gives you an extra day for game designations.
I believe, again, you are correct.
So we may not have that luxury.
Okay. Go on.
All right. Go on, King. Did you hear this stuff about the moon phase? The fact that it's going to be a waxing gibbous? Is it gibbous?
I didn't hear
gibbous?
this.
So the Lions are 9-1 when it's a waxing gibbous moon, and it will be that on Monday night. So a lot of people with theory out there that bodes well for the Lions.
I like that.
We like stats, and we know that our motto on this podcast is come for the stats, stay for the banter. Bingo. So we do love stats like that, and I know that Andrew can't be here right now, but if he were here and if we spoke for him, he would be we'd all be better for it if he were here to tell us about the moon cycles, because that's one of his astrology is one of his strong suits. And Mitch, do you want to take let's save our picks and let's try to guess what we think Andrew would do. We know
Lord.
the baloney slinger himself will throw an infinite amount of baloney at this matchup. I was thinking in my head, he always goes low scoring. So he would probably like to buck the trend here. If he saw that over-under at 52.5, he'd say, give me the under, and he'd probably go with a score of like 22-18.
Yeah, we're very close. I was going to have him at 15-19 because he just loves those goofy scores. So what, 22-18. So we both had 4 points there. I think that's a pick 'em between me and you on where he's right. Maybe he meets us halfway in the middle, and it's like 19-18. That feels very Andrew, as well as a 22-15. I could see that as well. I think you're right, though. I think he's going to see the over. He's going to let his mind start to do what his mind starts to do. He's going to overthink it. He's going to try to outsmart Las Vegas. He's going to do some weird stuff. But I think we're both on the same page.
100%. He would always have a score that every week, folks, if you don't catch this show, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, Andrew picks a scoregami pretty much every week.
I think he tries to pick a scoregami. I don't know that he's aware of what scoregamis are.
Oh, don't sell him short there.
Well,
I'm sure he knows.
I don't think he's aware of like what's out there available is what I meant to say.
What squares
Yes,
are still
yes,
what
sorry.
combos are still available. Yes, that I'm with you on that one. Well, I can't recall who went first last week in the predictions, but if you look in our document, I currently have darkness predicted for this
Bring us
matchup.
into the light. Go for
and
it.
For many reasons do I have darkness for this one. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be in their all blacks, so darkness. 2, it's going to be a night game, so darkness. And 3, I think the Lions are going to pull those Baltimore Ravens into the darkness. I'm with you, Mitch. I'm going to buck the trend. I also had the Lions starting 1-2, finishing 2-2 with a win next week against the Browns, and then finishing out the year 8 of 10 out of the bye. I thought the second half of the year was going to be strong, but look, After I saw that the NFL Network had all their picks in, and all but one of 8 had the Lions winning this matchup, I'm seeing just too much negativity about the Lions. And I do think there's many members of this team that were on that 2023 squad, including the head coach himself, Dan Campbell. You know we're not going to see the same team that came through in 2023 and lose by 30. That's not going to happen. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think the national television audience, is going to get an incredible matchup, and I think it could be a game where we get the under. Honestly, I think so many people calling for a shootout. I think it could buck the trend. Shout out Andrew, contrarian there. So that's a lot of flub and a lot of yapping for me to just say I've got the Lions winning this one, 31-27.
Okay, I like that score. I was very close to putting that down, but then I thought I'd give them a little more points. I've got Lions 34, Ravens 31. As I said, I'm contradicting my preseason picks. I'm just not going to, in good conscience, pick against the Lions. Even last year when the defense was decimated and just giving up points like a sieve, I just couldn't do it. Couldn't bring myself to do it. Yeah, I don't think it's overcomplicated, right? Like I think there's 2 main protagonists that you really have to, and antagonists that you have to stop, and it's Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. I think turnovers are going to be key here, and this is a turnover-prone team with a turnover-prone star duo at running back and quarterback. I think people forget that Lamar Jackson loves to fumble the ball. He may have tightened that up a little bit, but I think that's something we can bring out, especially if he gets a little loose in the pocket like we talked about. We get some coverage sacks, and he maybe is trying to do too much. Yeah, so I think turnovers are going to be key here. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So, again, you have to have the turnovers and take advantage of them when you've got them. I think even though the defense is in a much, much better spot, we're talking about a Ravens team that I believe back-to-back has scored 40. So they're going to have their work cut out for them. There's going to be some oxygen on the sidelines, hopefully, for the boys, and hopefully they can get back in pretty quickly. I also am not going to pick against a team that has an underwear model, and Aiden Hutchinson is officially an underwear model. So I think it's going to be a good week for him specifically. I'd love to see him get a couple notches and get some pressures as well. High scoring game. It's going to be a fun game to watch for everyone, not just for Lions fans. I think it's going to be a good Monday night football game. Ravens and the All Blacks under the lights. I unbiasedly look cool. I think that's just a great look. But yeah, I think some fireworks, but I like Lions 34, Ravens 31.
Love it. Love everything you just said. First of all, why didn't we lead the show with the Aiden Hutchinson underwear
did you
thing?
see the pictures
And
of that?
second of all, you're calling for a big night for the Whitey Tighties as we assume that the Lions will go all whites against those Baltimore Ravens.
I hope so, because A, we all deserve color rush, for being completely honest. But B, it's gonna look just incredible. But I'm gonna come back. Have you seen the pictures?
Not typically something that I'm searching
okay.
for,
That's
but
okay.
tell me more.
Well, obviously, like, especially pass rushers, I dropped it in there for your viewing pleasure. Pass rushers have got to have a strong lower body.
Oh,
The dude's legs are just like as thick as his torso. I am comfortable with my sexuality in saying the dude's got some tree trunks on him, and it's unbelievable. I'd be a model, an underwear model too, if I looked like that.
yeah. This is
Looking for a long time.
This is something, and I have been looking for a long
that's okay.
time. You put it full page. You put a full page dedicated to it in the document. I see. Can't miss it, and can't wait to hear what Andrew has to say about this. However, yeah, he does have big legs, and that's surprising, a little surprising, coming off of, the fact that, I don't know, he broke one of those legs.
It's staggering how thick his legs are. It's just like his body just hits a certain level of thickness and doesn't change.
Pause.
No.
Unbroken. Has he always had that unbroken tattoo, or did he get that after last year's injury?
You know what? I'm not sure. Seems to be big on the
And
Times New Roman tattoos, though.
yeah, that look, I can't really judge on that. However, yeah, that is an approach.
Yep,
I will say that that's
true.
interesting. Last question about underwear. Is that Honolulu Blue Hanes?
I think it's as close as they were going to give him.
As close as they legally could get in the
Yep.
Pantones? Yeah, might have to get a pair of those, honestly.
They look comfortable.
They would look nice, on Sundays.
If they can contain those legs, I think, well, they're definitely good for you.
Oh, come on. Come on now. Mr. Pickleball
was
legs
that
over here.
low-hanging fruit of the loom?
Oh, if you weren't gonna say it, I was, and I was hoping that you weren't teeing it up for that, because I was gonna knock that out of the park. Where's Andrew when you need him?
I don't know. I'm taking him off my
Anyway.
emergency contacts, though.
Oh, you better believe it. If he's your emergency contact,
Give it up.
you got bigger
You're dead.
problems. Already dead. Yeah. Speaking of containing, gotta contain Lamar. And I will echo all the points that you said. Fascinating, extremely important. Everything, every acronym, every adjective that you said was on the mark, I will say. And I think those turnovers will come. I think both of these teams, I'm going to look for, I'm noticing the score that you're putting in. Perfect. Thank you for doing that, because I forgot. I think the turnovers are going to come. I think both teams are going to turn the ball over in this one. It's going to be who capitalizes on those turnovers, as you touched on. If the Lions can get turnovers and capitalize on them, I like their chances in this one. If they don't capitalize off turnovers, I think it's going to be hard for them to go into Baltimore and win this game. You really got to play a darn good game, and you have to capitalize on all those opportunities. And I think it comes down to, finally, whose defense can get off the field. I do think this will be high scoring. I think it's got all the writing on the wall for that. And who can force the field goals too? Who can get off the field? Who can force the field goals? And who can create the turnovers and score points off of them? That's where it's going to come down to, because both these offenses, I assume, will be clicking. There will be points. Nobody's going to be struggling for points, and it's just going to come down to those defenses. Who wants it more on defense is my feeling towards it.
Yep, I love it.
There you go.
I love it.
Keeping you informed segment. Lions, Ravens, week 3, 8:15 on ESPN and ABC. You'll be able to catch that one in prime time for you folks out there watching on TV. Over under 52.5, as we said. Ravens favored by 4.5. Weather should not be a factor. We're looking at 70 degrees, clear and light winds. Should be a non-factor.
Do you think the weather
On the
will be
call,
a factor?
none other than, I don't think it'll be a fact. I think I should say it one more time. I've already said it twice. I'll say it again. It won't be a factor. You heard it here first from the meteorologist desk. On the call, I just saw somebody jump I see a turtle jumped into the document.
Boy.
We might be getting
Get the studio.
Papa
get the
might be
studio
loading
warm.
in.
Guy's gonna be huffing and puffing, out of breath, all giggly,
all of the above.
and we can't wait.
Yes. Can't wait for this.
We can't wait.
He's in the queue,
Yep.
folks. I will finish this segment off before he joins in. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, of course, on the call. And the Ravens are trying to make this a big deal. They've got the All Blacks. They've got Carmelo coin toss. They've got Good Charlotte playing at halftime. And they've got a whole theme, Darkness Falls.
Speaking of darkness,
What is up, Mr. Darkness?
Prince of Darkness, boys. Ozzy might be gone, but I'm back.
so can I?
Hell
You're
yeah,
just
brother.
in time. You're just in time for our weekly picks. What are we calling the spinning wheel of dunces? What is it? Spinning winning? What's the spindly? Anyway,
And now, time for the pigskin spin.
sorry, pigskin spin.
But before we do that,
But Andrew, we may have tried to predict your predictions. You're either going to pick the Lions 22-18 or the Lions 19-15.
Well, first things first. Over under in this game is
52 and a half.
52 and a half. Okay, that's what I thought. We really needed to know this. This is easy, guys. Everybody should know this score coming into this game. This is a 24-17 ball game. Lions win this, no problem.
You tried to outsmart us.
This is
Ben,
written stars.
we had his score out there. Me or you have his score up there, and he just refused to bend to our will. You were going to pick one of those scores. And just to zag us and try to be non-predictable, you went a normal score. Wrong. We have your score
I
up
don't
there.
give in. Hey, we do not give in to terrorist organizations on this podcast, and you are one of them here. It's 24-17
take it easy,
ball game.
goatee. All right.
I came in last place in that scramble, pal, and I got some shit to get off my shoulders right now. Ben told me that Ravens were coming in all purples. Is that what I heard, or all blacks?
There you go. The second one was the one you're looking for.
Not the purple people eaters,
No.
the other eaters. The Lions coming in the all whites, I'm assuming?
No.
We're hoping. We don't have an official word on that.
God, I hope we get all blueberries. I know it's not happening, but they play their best in the blueberries.
I think we need you to fresh off of a scramble every week. Can we make that happen?
Only losing scrambles, sir.
All right. Fair enough. 24-17, is that correct? That's what you had for Papa himself, the founder of Conspiracy. He's got 24-17. He's got the under. We've got the over. What else do we got to
Simply
catch him up to
put,
speed
we
on,
like
Mitch? What
fun,
was
and
the other
he does
thing?
not.
I do have one more thing, guys. I rewatched the Brian Branch forced fumble
Oh my
into
God.
Jack Campbell's hands. There isn't a camera angle you can find that Brian Branch is a human being on a single still frame. That guy is a blue blur on every single frame. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody move so fast to dislodge a football.
Legitimately, you only see him for 3 frames.
Also, and
Not
we forgot
even-
to talk about, because we didn't, we recapped the game usually Sunday nights or Monday, but how about that video of Jack Campbell just annihilating DeAndre Swift on that pass rush? And causing
I'm
a
so
toss
glad
away
you
from
sent me
Caleb.
that.
Causing the toss away play.
I'm so glad you sent me that, because before that, I had seen Ashton Genty's, however you say his first name, his poor excuse for pass blocking. And I think maybe 7-10 minutes afterwards, you had sent me that. And I don't know how I missed that live. That was such a pathetic attempt at a block. That was just I'm going to
Would
stand
you rather
here,
have
you do
DeAndre
whatever you
Swift or
want.
Ashton Genty? At least DeAndre Swift got hit. Ashton Genty legitimately just ran around in circles.
Oh, Ashton Genty did not want to get the hit. DeAndre Swift just thought, oh my God, what just hit me? What just happened?
Freight train. The Hawkeye freight train.
Speaking of the Hawkeyes, too, did you see, I don't know if
Listen
we
to
talked
the
about
energy
it
from this
pregame.
guy right now. This is crazy.
Wow, buddy. We only shot like 15 shots today. We probably used 3 of mine. So here we are with all the energy. Did you see Sam Laporta coming in the last game with some Iowa State gear on?
Seems like a big time lost to bet.
Yeah, well, that's apparently what it was. I think the tight end coach is an Iowa State guy. Tough luck.
Did not know we had that inner locker room rivalry going on. I really didn't. Iowa Hawkeyes, like you said, are very prevalent on this team. I don't believe they have. Well, you could have had a bet with Monty too. Monty went to Iowa State.
Ooh, maybe that's what it was. Not sure, but if there's anybody that can look cute in any gear, it's Sam Laporta.
Speaking of looking cute, did you scroll down in the document to the next page? Folks watching on YouTube getting a treat right now.
Oh, what am I supposed to see? Malik Cunningham, first slide?
Scroll 2 more.
2 more lines. Darkness, 31. Raves, 27.
No, keep going. Pages, not lines. Go to page
2
4.
pages, God, holy shit. God damn, I'm glad I kept scrolling. Folks, let's get an audio podcast on this thing, because Unbroken is... Somebody wants to break that thing, that's for sure.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Uh,
that was.
Is this
I don't.
straight out of the House of Hutch or what?
hey, I think we know. I think we know what's going up on the wall behind Andrew on the next episode.
Oh boy, yeah. This is going to be a great listen back for all of us, including you shareholders. Yeah, I don't know what I expected your reaction to Andrew to be, but it was
I
that
thought the
exceeded
first
everything I
one
could have
was the
ever expected.
reaction.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, my face hurts. All right.
Boy, were we wrong.
I like how the first thing you get, top to bottom, is breathing God.
I knew you'd love that one too.
All right, pigskin spin.
Yeah. Andrew, anything else about the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions that you're looking for in that matchup?
I'm assuming you guys have already touched on the backup quarterback here.
Yes.
Okay.
Malik Cunningham. Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be the key to this game, right? Is make Lamar pass, make him pass the ball. They've got some deep threats. I think if TA can hold his own, then we'll be just fine. If the front line can get any pressure on Lamar and make him uncomfortable, then we've won. But you got to keep him contained. And Mitch, to your point last week, how Hutch kept getting so far upfield, I think that's part of this contained game. And I think that's part of what's going to be coached this week. Get further upfield so that Lamar can't scramble. Make him actually pass and beat you with his arm. And I think that's going to be the name of the game. Have Lamar beat you with his arm. If not, we should win this game. Get home every so often, but primarily DBs, this is in your hands. Don't give them all day DNs, but DBs, this is in your hands. Offense, I think we've got a task ahead of ourselves. The Ravens are a good team. They're a playoff team for sure. But I think our offense can put up 20-plus points on any single team in the
24
NFL,
on the Ravens.
and that any day. Exactly. And that any day should be enough to win a football game.
Yeah. I do think the DNs need to be careful. I think there's something to be said about combining, you got to be careful about getting too far upfield. Because if you get too far upfield and you lose that contain, all of a sudden Lamar's got an angle to take. So I think they need to play it carefully. And it wouldn't surprise me if sometimes you see Hutch specifically line up in that old school Kyle Vandenbosch wide 9 and like way out there. I think you got to be careful about that too. But yeah, I think you're right. I think, you're mostly in line with what we said, but they got to be careful about staying home, because if you give Lamar that alley, I know he wants to pass first, but he'll take that if you get too far upfield. And all of a sudden, he's got both the ends by him, and he's got two big fellas to beat. He'll take it.
Absolutely, Kyle Vandenbosch. That's a name.
Do we all
that we
dye our
haven't heard
eyes
in a long
red for
time.
an
I
episode?
do. That's a great. We should do that and do the JMO burger at the same time. Last thing I'll say, you guys all bring up very valid points. I saw a stat today about the Lions' defensive line are often winning their matchups against the offensive line on the opposing team. However, they're not getting to the quarterback. They only have two registered QB hits on the year, and I believe 2 sacks on the year. Those are 2 different categories, I think. So two knockdowns don't count for sacks, or vice versa. So they're winning their matchups a lot of times. However, they're just not finishing the job, and that's what they need to do. So anyway, we've said enough about this matchup. Let's go to the pigskin picks for the weeks last week, guys. Congratulations. You both went 2 for 2 on the random pick, and then also the secondary wheel, whatever we're calling that. And so you went 2 for 2. I did not. I went 1-1. So congratulations, boys. You guys are unbeaten, undefeated. No blemishes thus far this year. Let's share the screen and go to Andrew first for the pick.
Or something.
Oh, yes. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna spin it immediately. Andrew, you get the Sunday night matchups. 0-2 Chiefs versus the 0-2 Giants.
Yuck. Oh,
Mute Monster
the
live
Mute
and strong
Monster's
here.
back.
I think this is a pretty easy matchup, though. I mean, everybody's seen the memes. 0-2 Chiefs. I'm looking at you, 0-2 Giants. I'm looking at you, 0-2 every other team. We are the same. This is a classic matchup of one of these things is not like the others. And the Chiefs are not going to lose this game. This is their get-right game. Giants, buckle in. Jackson Dart, get ready for a second-half showdown because you will get playing time.
Ooh, big call there. So you're kind of calling for a don't overthink it game.
Nailed it. It's I don't know, what do we call it? Shooting fish in a barrel type of game.
Wow. All right.
Mitchell's turn. Oh, do you want to reroll?
No, I don't want to
Do you want to
reroll.
reroll?
I want the Bills. I want the Bills in a blowout.
Mitchell,
Yeah.
question: what's the score that gets McDaniels fired here?
Ooh, good question.
I think they'd probably have to lose by 35, and it'd have to be like, I think it'd have to be like Bills 42, Dolphins 3. But I think, but
Has
hold on,
anybody
let me
made the
also
joke?
say, whoever they bring in has to be ready to bench Tua right away because Tua is not the answer. So to me, it's like it's not
Glad you
even a
said it.
McDaniels thing, and I know they paid Tua a lot of money, so you're kind of in purgatory because you're gonna have to draft a quarterback to get out of that Tua situation. So I don't know when they fire
That
him.
was my question. Do they have somebody in the waiting?
Do they what?
Well,
Do they have somebody in the waiting behind
they
Tua?
drafted UT's quarterback Quinn Ewers,
Yeah, it's true.
so it's a possibility. Anyway, has anybody made the joke yet about leaving him in New York after the game, Mike McDaniel, or Tua?
I don't think Mike McDaniel. You know what?
Anyway.
To be honest, kind of like a Hendon Hooker thing. I think Mike McDaniel needs a change of scenery as well. Would not shock me if he got let go, was an OC somewhere next year, and that offense was instantly very, very good.
100% agreed. My turn. God damn it! Why does this thing weighted?
Oh,
Why does it
again,
land
it's
on the
okay.
same shit?
It's okay.
Watch.
We like the song anyways.
You want to hear it again? I do like the noise that the wheel
Yeah, I
makes.
like
I think
it.
you guys do too.
Then
It's great.
again,
If this gives me a Broncos matchup for 3 weeks in a row, I swear to God. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a good matchup. Falcons at Panthers. You know, I had high hopes for the Panthers this season, and they're really letting me down. This is tough because my heart would say to take the Panthers here in an upset after the Falcons started off this. Excuse me, this is my floor? Did I interrupt your
Yeah,
picks?
seriously, Andrew, shut the fuck up.
Ooh, this is definitely getting the NSFW tag, without a doubt. Let me get some. Let me give me some thought here. What do we got here?
Okay,
What's
well
the
now
line
I'm
on
on
this
Team
game?
Andrew. Just make a pick.
Falcons 5.5. That feels like a lot. Are the
We're
Falcons
just doing a
2-0?
pick here.
No,
We're
they're
just doing
1-1.
a pick here. That comes next. You're getting ahead of yourself.
All right, give me the Panthers.
side bet. I'm gonna fade you. Whatever you want.
God damn it.
We'll talk about it later.
All right, let's go to the second one, the double random. Let's share the second one, which is my spin. What do I get for the bonus pick? I got to take a road dog. For week 3. I will take. Well, we've got the Browns on the road, the Bills on the road. Or no, sorry, I have that backwards. The Packers on the road, the Colts on the road, the Bengals, the Steelers. I should cancel out my pick and take the Falcons on the road to give myself a net neutral week.
And playing a loser.
I will go. Give me the or I should really be smart here and just take the Chiefs over the Giants, but I'm not going to do
Well,
that.
the Chiefs are not a road dog.
Yes, they are.
The Chiefs aren't favored,
Oh, they're on the road though.
but the dog is an
We need a-
underdog.
I see what you're saying. I misunderstood Tommy's rules. So give me, in that case, give me the Rams over the Eagles.
Okay, I like that pick. And for those folks at home wondering, Rams plus 3.5. So Eagles favored by 3.5. I think that's a good, smart pick, Ben. Good for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. This one will go to you, Mitch. Oh, you got to pick the closest spread of the week, which is there's three at 1.5. So you get to pick between the Steelers, Patriots, Texans, Jags, or the Cowboys,
Those
Bears.
are three heinous games.
They are.
Oh man. After I was making fun of you guys. Yeah, I hate saying this, but give me the Steelers.
Any
I like that
reason
pick.
why?
Not really. Because
I take them too.
Because I honestly think Texans Jags is a toss up. I think the Texans are kind of in a must win situation, but I think the Jags are pretty dang competitive. And Cowboys Bears, I don't love that one. It wouldn't surprise me if Ben Johnson kind of pulled out all the stops. I'm going with my gut. I'm going Steelers.
Side question off that: do you think the Cowboys Bears is the first loser goes home matchup of the year?
No, too early.
Okay, I think for the Cowboys it is. The Bears not so much.
Well, the Cowboys won
Yeah.
last week, so I think it'd be a really, really tough look if the Cowboys lost. It doesn't really seem to matter what the Cowboys do because they'll still get the primetime games and their fans will be delusional always.
Moving this train right along. Andrew, what is your bonus of the week? Oh, you got to take a home team.
Got the easiest pick of this.
Should we change
slate.
this to a home underdog?
No, can't change the rules on them.
There's some juicy matchups this week.
Pick the bacon ears, you loser. Make it easy, but make it a little spicy.
No. We don't take easy. I think I'm looking at the Raiders at Commanders this week in the 1:00 slot. Might be a boring game, might be a good game because of how boring it is. I think I'm going to take those Commanders at home. They got to get right. Might not have Jaden Daniels, so we'll see what happens. But the Raiders looked so bad. Geno Smith did not look on top of his game. I think it was 4 turnovers, threw it away a couple times on 4th down. I want to take the Commanders in that one.
All right. I like it. And you're right. We're at that point in the season where we've got some backup quarterbacks in. We've got a Carson Wentz sighting in the NFL again this week. Love to see that. And the best part about all of this is we'll be able to sit back and watch all those games on Sunday. We can pick our poison on that if you don't have Red Zone. If you got the regional coverage, you might get probably Vikings game on your CBS station. What do you get on? If you're in the Midwest, you get Vikings Bengals on CBS, and then on Fox you'll get Green Bay versus the Browns. Ugh. And then you'll get the Cowboys versus the Bears. Most of America will get that on Fox for the 4:00 window. And then your Sunday night matchup, of course, as we said, Chiefs at Giants. And then at finishes off. Week 3 ends in Baltimore with the Detroit Lions taking on the Baltimore Ravens. We will be back on Tuesday to recap that one.
Did you guys have any pre-thoughts on who our BAM's player of the week is going to be from that week, from that Monday night matchup?
Hutch.
St. Brown's always a good choice.
I'm gonna go Hutch. Hard to
You
pick
think it's
against an
Hutch?
underwear model. I said it earlier.
I think this might be the Tesla breakout game, guys.
I like that.
Love where your head's at. Give me. I'm not going to go St. Brown. That's too easy. I'm going to go with a defensive player because I think a defense is going to be the difference maker in this one. I think both offenses get points up on the board, and we're going to have a lot of options on the offense. So, with that said, the defense difference maker, give me Brian Branch to have a big night. Force another couple turnovers for me.
I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be Hutch's breakout year.
Longtime listeners will know the inside joke there. Hopefully he won't break out of that underwear model he's in. How about that? Let's go Lions. Shareholders, we'll see you next time. Nailed it.